Going on, dudes and dudettes? I know it's been a while, but yes, I did have to find one of the only spaces that has some light, and it's a little bit out of the way, but hopefully once we start getting a lot more stuff in this new place situated, then I'll have like my own type of corner, whatever. But as of right now, that's what we got to deal with. But let's get on to some stuff finally that's been happening over the past like almost half month or close to a whole month. But start with some USC football news. So Andrew Millick and Andrew Durick, they're two offensive tackles that recently signed with USC. It's always good when they stock up on offensive linemen, but they are doing quite a bit this year. So you're kind of wondering why is that, or if there's no other type of guys coming within the next few years that are good enough or even interested in USC. But that's where we're at right now. Then there's a lot of guys who are going to be transferring out of USC. A guy, wide receiver in Keyshawn Pye Young, and he's going to decide to transfer. It took him a while, but doesn't look like there's going to be much room for him at the wide receiver position. Then both guys, Jalen Watson and I believe Trey Davis, two corners, and one was already on campus and one was on its way from junior college, but because USC recently got Chris Steele, who was obviously one of my favorite guys coming out of high school and is a really good talent, and there's just so many guys that they brought in, not only last year but this year as well, even before those guys. And I'm pretty sure, just like Pye Young, they said, yeah, we're not going to get any playing time in the near future, so might as well transfer to somewhere else. So good luck to them. It's tough luck, but I'm pretty sure they'll find a home somewhere close by. And USC has finally secured some of their later guys that they're going to be playing in the future as far as other schools. A lot of, I think, 3 more home games they've added within the next like 4 or 5 years. One of them being UC Davis, which was kind of interesting because ever since like a certain time in the 70s, USC was like one of the very few schools that has not put a FCS school, which is a Division II or III school, on their schedule. But now they have. It is still in California, so I mean, you gotta show them some love. They're still a pretty brand new program, but yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's an easier win. They also did add Nevada and San Jose State, because they played before, like they leave back in 09, San Jose State. So some pretty good formidable opponents, hopefully within the next coming years, if they're still Division I, hopefully. Then the guy in Bryce Young, the 5-star quarterback coming in for USC, has been showing a lot. I think the Elite 11 was a few weeks ago, and he just was dominant the whole entire time. And everybody said he was only like a running type of quarterback, but obviously that whole camp is based off your throwing and your accuracy, and he obviously did really well, and hopefully he made it far in that Elite 11 thing. They do like a mini type of show weekly on the NFL Network, but I just wait till it comes on YouTube for free because I'm that kind of guy. I'm a Carlos. But then JT Daniels and J2 Fele, two sophomores going into their second year at USC, are both on the watch list for their main award. So JT Daniels is one of the top quarterbacks that they're saying, and J2 Fele is going to be a top defensive tackle / defensive end. So that's really cool that they're showing some love to some of the young guys out there on the USC team. Then Keenan Christensen, a running back who's been setting all these speed records and all these track records, and he was named the California Athlete of the Year, which is pretty cool for him, so congrats. And some quick USC basketball news. So one of my favorite guys, Jordan McLaughlin, he's in his second year in the NBA, but he has been showing a lot what he can do for the Minnesota Timberwolves this summer league, so hopefully he can earn a roster spot, especially since Derrick Rose is out of the picture up there. So good luck to him. He's been playing very well. Then also a lot of those guys, at least three guys signed some pretty good contracts, including Nikola Vucevic, who I wanted the Lakers to get, but he decided to stay back in Orlando where there's no state taxes and got like $100 million over 4 or 5 years, so you can't really go wrong with that, I guess. So good luck to him. Hopefully he can build up what they did this last year and have some continued success in the NBA. So yes, Duke gets another 5-star commit in Jalen Johnson, which is amazing, obviously, for the other season coming up after this one. So happy about that. At least we're starting off on a good foot for the following season. Then Zion Williamson debuted with RJ Barrett in their first game at Summer League, but Zion did bump knees with another player, and pretty much if it was a regular season, he could have played the next couple games, but of course they're taking extreme precaution and just decided to take him out of the whole entire Summer League, which is pretty dumb, but he did look pretty much out of shape according to a bunch of people just because of how much traveling he's doing for awards and not really focusing on basketball and getting drafted #1. So kind of see why he's probably not in the best NBA shape. So it's good to just stop him now before he hurts himself. And RJ Barrett did struggle a bit during the whole Summer League, but did finish pretty well. So kind of happy for him, but it was pretty much a struggle the entire first couple weeks. But in that first game, Frank Jackson, another ex-Duke point guard who's on the Pelicans as well with Zion Williamson, went off and had 30 points. And then a few games later, I saw him on the bench with Zion not dressed. So I don't know if they said, well, we got to make sure this guy too doesn't get hurt because he's obviously matured and moved on and advanced in his, as far as becoming a better NBA player. So we don't want anything to screw up with that. So let's take him out. But I don't know, he did score 30. So at least he's on the right track to at least being a backup in the NBA, especially on that team. Then a bunch of ex-Duke guys signed their contracts this offseason. Kind of forgot how many there were. I tried to get as much of them as I could, but I can only get one on the Lakers. But yeah, Kyrie Irving did join Kevin Durant in Brooklyn. There's also stuff like JJ Redick going to the New Orleans Pelicans, Austin Rivers going back to Houston, Seth Curry going back to Dallas, Rodney Hood staying with Portland, Quinn Cook coming to the Lakers, the only Duke guy I could get, but I'm kind of glad we got him as well. And then Jabari Parker signed with the Atlanta Hawks, joining Cam Reddish, another freshman or rookie out of Duke, so good to see they're both on the same team. So yeah, a lot of guys definitely out there. Hopefully they can at least get a chance to play a lot, and I think they're going to be just fine, and it's looking bright for them. And sadly, Wendell Carter Jr., ex-Duke player, was being held out of Summer League because he's dealing with a core muscle now, which sucks, but hopefully he can be fully recovered by the time the NBA season comes around. Then, of course, I'm talking about Zion winning all these awards. He did win at the ESPYs, the best college athlete of the year or male athlete of the year, which is pretty much another reason why he's being taken away from all his duties of actually trying to be an NBA player and practicing. But congrats to him. That's good on him. Then, speaking of the Pelicans, they're kind of like a second team of Duke because there's 5 guys over there, including Brandon Ingram, Frank Jackson, Zion Williamson, JJ Redick. They're all over there right now, which is pretty cool. Even Jahlil Okafor is still on the team. And their general manager or president of basketball operations, Trajan Langdon, was an ex-Duke alumnus as well. It's pretty crazy. Maybe that's why they're all over there. But hopefully they can make some noise, especially with all those ex-Lakers players on their team. And yes, of course, another guy I wanted on Duke's team last year who went in the second round, Gary Trent Jr. He's once again showing how productive he still is. going into his second NBA season and was lighting up Summer League once again. So hopefully this time around he can get a more productive role on the second team for the Portland Trail Blazers. That's what I'm hoping for him, or trade him to the Lakers, make him a #1 player on that team. But then also Grayson Allen's team, he did have pretty much up and down Summer League because he did get ejected for some bonehead plays, in my opinion, but I think it was trying to send a message too, and maybe the message was heard because they did win the Summer League with this new team with the Grizzlies, and he did have that pretty nice block that you guys saw right there. So it's awesome for him. I just hope he can keep his control a little bit more and hopefully head into a productive, second season in the NBA.